I was with one of my friends. We used to go down to the building to play, and then there we would go up after, to one house, and that auntie would give us some cold drink to drink. And those were the best days. You go down, play, and then run up, have a cold drink, come down. And auntie was about in her 80s. She was old, and uncle was a few years older to her. He would walk with a walking stick, you see. And that day when we went, she was the only one at home, and so she went to the kitchen to prepare us some time. When we came, we sat there in the hall, and we could see her inside. She was preparing some time. And uncle came from the door as she was inside, and he went inside there. And the house was really small. It's from here to there. This is a really small house. We were sitting there, and uncle comes from back, and he gives her one pat on the bum and says, "Hey, beautiful." And then she looks outside at us, and we act as if we've not seen it. Later on, when we friends discussed, we said, that's a love for 80 years. They're in their 80s. How many of us would not want a love that's like that? That sustains for over 55 years of marriage. And we look and say, oh, wow, that's the love that we want. And you see, my dear brothers and sisters, a perfect marriage does not exist. But a beautiful one does exist, where an imperfect husband and an imperfect wife come together in order to love each other and absolutely refuse to give up on each other. I've got a few points that I would like to suggest to you that you could possibly do to make your marriage even more beautiful. It might be great, but I hope that these points will allow you to improve on that wonderful marriage that you have. For those who are not married, you can take notes. Even for those who are married, can take notes, okay? Here you go. Firstly, have more fun together. Think of the best relationships that you've had as a child. How you've had these relationships. When you have great fun together, you have a much stronger relationship. And so firstly, learn to have fun together. If you've been married for a few years and not going on dates, begin going out on dates again. Go out for a walk. Do things that you enjoy together. You see, very often, our family gets the worst version of ourselves. To the people outside, we are very kind. We are very generous. When do we dress the best? When we go out. But ideally, our family must get the best version of ourselves. Your spouses must get the best version of you. The kindest version of you should be for your spouse, not for the ones in office. The most generous version of you must be for your spouse, not for your friends. Who should you dress the best for? For your spouse, not for the ones outside. And therefore we realize that we give so much more to people outside than we give to our own families. And so firstly, begin to have more fun together. How to do it? Sit and discuss. I wonder how many of us have not had fun together in a long while. Second, make eye contact when you talk. I cannot emphasize how important it is. We know this, I know this, and we yet fail. My mother recently told me, you come home and only do work. You come home and you only do work. You're talking to me, but you're still working on something else. In fact, research says, for women it is all the more important. So men, now when you go home, when you're talking to your spouse, to your mother, to your sister, or even to your friends, make eye contact. Extremely important. It says it releases greater oxytocin in the body. And so you try it and you come and tell me next Sunday. Or maybe you can try it and tell me in the evening how it felt. You know, earlier or the first time you do it, you'll begin to feel like something is wrong. Because we generally never make eye contact and speak, right? We're just busy around the house, talking, doing multiple things. And so, all men, make eye contact when you speak. Even women. Next point, learn to hold hands, learn to touch, learn to embrace. We're very afraid of doing it, very shy of doing it. You see, for men, it's great. When the lady will hold his hand, you hold his hand and walk on the road and you'll see, chati becomes 56 inch. It is important. We forget the greatness and the beauty of an embrace. And so learn to embrace each other more. Sometimes you say, they understand that we love them. The next point, we understand that we love them. But show it and say that I love you. How important it is to say, I love you. We take it for granted. We don't say, I love you. He says, of course he knows, of course she knows. No, mention it. And mention it and say why you love the person. Don't just say, I love you. Say, I love you because you're the best thing that could have happened to me. You might have said it 10 times, but you can say it again. Learn to say that I love you. Learn to use your words with words of appreciation. Having said that, also learn to say, I am sorry. Sometimes it is so difficult for us to say, I am sorry. I know couples who have told me, he has never said sorry to me in 60 years. Why is it so difficult for us to say sorry? Is because we have a sense of pride in ourselves. I know I might be wrong, but I can't say sorry. And then we need to learn how to say sorry as well. Don't say, I'm sorry, God made you like this. No, that's not the way you say sorry. I'm sorry, nothing can happen. Nothing good can come from you. Don't do that. That is not an apology. Here are a few steps to say sorry. First, when you say sorry, tell the person why you are sorry. So for example, I am sorry I lost my temper and I yelled at you. The extension of I am sorry must come with what you are sorry for. What it must not have is the word but. The word sorry, your sentence of sorry must not have the word but. I am sorry I yelled at you. I was angry, I lost my temper and I yelled at you. But you see, these are the things that you did. No, that is not an apology. That is an excuse. And so an apology begins with, I am sorry, I have done this wrong. And the next part of the sorry is, take responsibility. Take responsibility and say, I was sorry that I lost my temper and I hurt you. I will try my best that it does not happen again. Let me give you another 2 steps to sorry. Now you're saying, oh Father, this is difficult in itself and you're giving us 2 more steps. Here it goes. 3rd step, very important. Say, can you forgive me please? If sorry was difficult, the can you forgive me please is all the more difficult. But do it. If you really love the person, why the pride? If you really want to be so close, why the distance? Why the ego in our lives? Could you please forgive me? And finally, either make restitution or express a desire to change. If you can make restitution, say, I will correct it. If you can't make restitution, something is gone by, say, can you help me to not do it again? Now that, my dear brothers and sisters, is sorry. It is so difficult for us to say sorry because we are people of pride. Sometimes people come up to me and say, should I say sorry when I am not wrong? Should I say sorry when I am not wrong? If it has hurt the marriage, if it has hurt the relationship, a sorry is due. Maybe not from one, but from both for sure. I want to give you one last suggestion. Take a 20-minute walk holding hands as often as you can, if not daily. And tell the person, tell me about your day. Tell me about your day. And when the other person is speaking, don't interrupt. When the other person is speaking, don't interrupt. Let them speak. In fact, if you do it after dinner, it will also help digestion. 20-minute walk, holding hands. Don't say, what will people say? They might say, this couple loves each other a lot. Don't bother. Go for a walk every now and then and speak to each other. Ask them, how was your day? These are questions that we don't ask each other and are so important. You're going to realize that even if you were together the whole day, the responses are different. You see, women are a lot more emotional and men are a lot more logical. Not that one is better than the other. It is just the way we are, generally. Sometimes in fights you must see, if the lady tells you, you fight and says, go away, I don't want to see you anymore. Men, don't go away, sit there. Because that is what she feels right now. She feels that she doesn't want to see you, but she wants you there, so don't go, sit there. Don't take an opportunity to walk away. And women, if the men in the argument tell you, You're a moron. Don't say, that's how he feels about me. No, he's saying, in this moment, in the conversation that we had, what you were doing is stupid. He does not think that you were stupid. You see, he is logical, and he thinks that she told me to go away means she wants me to go away. No, sit. And he says, you're stupid, and he thinks of me as stupid. No, she just feels in this moment. We're so different. And it takes that understanding, and therefore that walk, that 20-minute walk, as often as you can, if not daily, as often as you can does not mean once a year, okay? As often as you can means as often as you can to go out there and have these discussions. Tell me something about your day makes the person feel loved. In fact, you can ask, some of these questions. I got a whole list back there. But these are the 3 questions maybe you can ask. Tell me what made you feel loved. Or what did I do that made you feel loved? Then you know how to love the person. You can ask them, what is the one thing that I can do for you that means a lot to you? You can ask them, what do you think or how do you think I have misunderstood you? These are conversations that we don't have, and we need to have because it will help us to love better. Finally, last point, the most important, pray together. Pray together. You see, our relationship, a spousal relationship is like a triangle. God is at the top, and the spouses are the other 2 angles below. The closer you get to the top, the closer you get to each other. The closer you get to the Lord, the closer you get to each other. And so make your family prayer, your family rosary, your Bible reading, your Bible study essential to your married life. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. How can you love each other if you do not know how Christ has loved the church? You see, I began with the story of that auntie and that uncle. When I was in the seminary, auntie happened to pass away, and I wasn't able to go for the funeral. But my friend calls me up and says, I was there at the funeral, and you know what happened? He says, auntie was lying in the coffin just before the burial, and uncle's in his 90s, he walks up with the stick, and my friend was helping them to carry the coffin from the church to that place. So he was near there. And then uncle keeps his stick down, bends over the coffin, kisses her on the forehead and says, I will miss you, darling. My dear brothers and sisters, that is a love that I wish for you. It cannot be done without the Lord. It cannot be done without effort. And therefore, I pray that you're able to grow in love, grow in compassion, grow in beauty. And in everything that you do, keep the Lord at the center of your lives, that your lives may reflect the love of Christ and His church.